And this was just 1 week. 1 week of marriage. And I'm like, you're married? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I bet no verse. When I married, you marry. You guys can see yourself every day, but you don't communicate.
Exactly, that's another thing.
So if you don't make effort on bonding, I was just calling my husband's name Jeffrey, and he was like, why am I calling his name? I said, my brain is just realizing that it's you I ended up with.
Welcome to Reality Check with Adaeze, where we discuss with real people, real issues affecting real lives, okay? And today I have Jenna Chinwo, the beautiful Jenna Chinwo, like sparkling. Yes, you're sparkling.
How am I sparkling?
And she's a content creator here in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
She does lifestyle and, very interesting videos. You guys should go and check her YouTube channel out.
Come and check, please. You're welcome.
Yes, it's called Jenna Chinwo, basically her name.
Yeah, Jenna Chinwo.
And Jenna is newly married. Mm-hmm. Is it up to a year? No, it's not up to a year, right? Yeah, so she's newly married. And we're going to be discussing with her real questions, real issues.
Okay.
She's on the hot seat today. We want to know, now that you're newly married.
Yeah. Is there a hotline for me to call in case?
No, nobody. We are stuck. So we want to know, how is this married life? Forget all these things people always say. Every time people are painting it to be this.
See, I'm already sweating.
We want to know about, life as a newlywed, okay? Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really happy that you're here today. So, I think I'll just dive into the most curious question that I've had, even though, I've been married for a while, but I think I've forgotten all those things. I don't know. I feel like I've forgotten. But for you, what was the biggest shocker you had after you got married? None of us have this image of what marriage is in our heads, from what we've seen around us. But when you now entered it for real, what was that thing that you were like?
Okay. See, for me, I would say, I think everybody is different because it depends on how your relationship with that person was. Yes, because when I was dating my husband, when we were still dating before we got married, there was something he used to do. He used to just give you everything straight up to your face. He doesn't fake anything. If you ask him, guy, what are you doing? Why are you doing like this? He'll tell you, my dear, you better face it now because if we're married, this is what you will see. So when we literally got married, there was nothing new again. Yeah. It was like, I already experienced the worst. So whatever you're doing right now, I know it. So if I did, be like, Shebi, you saw it before you married me. So why are you complaining? Yeah. That kind of thing. So I think it depends on who you're dating. If you're the type that used to do all this Cinderella, Prince Charming, something, my dear, you're on a long thing. Yeah. But if you dated someone that is being real, because my husband is just real, he doesn't have time for sugarcoating. You're like, what will he do? You want to cry? Okay, call police now. That kind of thing. So I literally learned from that behavior. And when we got married, I already seen everything. I said, there's nothing you want to do again that will shock me. Nothing. Except from the fact that.
But what of married life in general? There's something different for you? Doesn't feel.
Marriage life in general, aside for the fact that I feel like, okay, now you have to focus on one person. Yeah. You cannot be, that baby girl lifestyle. That's close. End it.
Well, that's really close. That's not really close now. You can just be a baby girl with your husband.
When you come out and you're walking on the road, you know how many people will ask you out and you give them your number. Now you cannot do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
And the funny is, but people will still ask you out. If you you carry marriage on your forehead, people will still ask you out. I don't even know why. People will still ask you out.
But it's basically, you're a fine girl. That's what it means. Finished. Me, I don't even see it as why you ask. Some women will be like, can't you see my ring? Why? No, ask. You're free to ask. It's only for me to say no now. It's not like I can force anybody, So, yeah, okay. So no, nothing shocking.
Nothing shocked me.
Are you serious? But have you been around married people for a long time? Like siblings?
Yes. When it comes to married people, there's something I do. I don't like where somebody's giving their own advice, because many times, when you're new inside something and you start taking people's advice from left, right, center, you end up doing it wrongly. Yeah. And you end up misinterpreting who the person is. Yeah. So instead of me to take people's advice from left, right, center, I just have an open mind. Okay, anything can happen. Yeah. How do you handle it? Instead of Tom said this one, Jerry said this one, and I carry, so that when I see behavior tomorrow, and then you start acting, okay, now I just remembered one thing that shocked me was one time my husband kept on hearing advices from his friend. And then he'll come back, women are like this. I say, you have come.
As in, which women?
Which one is women are like this? He'll be like, women are like this. His friend told him. I say, those your friend, they are going through whatever they are going through. And it's not working. And you want to carry that same approach and come and put it cannot work. Yeah. Just know that, see, me and you is here, I would die here. So until you open your mind and decide that let us die here together, and we do it well. But if you keep on carrying what people are saying from left, right, center, it's not going to work. I think that's why I just, give people benefit of the doubt, like not just carry because you're married, or throw away my single friends, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just have an open mind and like, okay, look out for 1 or 2 things I like about this person that is married, or what I can learn, what I can benefit. Them. Aside that, I close.
Yeah.
The bad ones, I don't want to.
As in,
exactly. I not start the conversation.
Exactly. I always tell people that if you're looking for negative things, you're going to find it.
Exactly.
You are everywhere, so there's really no point. Yeah.
I just close my mind, close my ear. You might be gisting me, my ear is closed.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to start approaching this whole thing with a negative mindset. Or start looking at it like, men are like this, men are like that. I just want to know you for you. I want to understand you. That kind of thing. Yeah,
that makes sense. I already mentioned something about single friends, so we're going to go into that. Because for me, personally, I'm tired of this question, but people keep asking it. Okay. And it's about, as a married woman, do you keep single friends?
Yeah, I do.
What do you do with your single friends? Did the dynamics change? Did anybody start giving you like attitude or something? Or did you give anybody attitude? I don't know.
Okay. So let's say single friends, did the friendship change? Not at all.
Okay.
I have single friends because being married doesn't mean that I will throw away my friends.
Yeah.
These are people that have come a long way from like childhood and university days and all of that. But then there was one person I had an issue with. Okay. This person was, I don't know, maybe because we've not seen for a very long time. Will I say the person was genuinely happy? I don't know. But this person stays in Lagos, I stay in Port Harcourt. This person was a friend. And this person was happy for me. This person even sent me a wedding gift. How come I came to your house like during this YouTube event and I'm like, oh, let me see a friend of mine, that kind of thing. And then on what was not even an issue, you used it as an issue. And they started saying, you're a married woman, you're this. And I'm like, and this was just 1 week. 1 week of marriage. And I'm like, you're a married woman. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I bet no verse. When I married, you married.
As in?
Last week, Saturday. Today is what? And you're already calling me, you're a married woman. How can a married woman be? I say, now, wow, did the marriage cause problem? Because at that point, I could not get...
It's a sign that there's something...
You're not talking to me directly. You're using, you're a married woman, you're a married woman. And I'm like, what is going on with this, you're a married woman? This is like a friend, because most of my friends, they still see me like the normal me.
Yeah.
They just know that they can't call me any time of the day.
Times, yeah.
But then they still see me like, Jenny Alpha, they want to gist me, we'll still gist. But this one, you're a married woman. I'm like, what's going on here? Is it like you're not happy for me or something? Or probably because I was not seeing you and because we're talking on phone. So maybe I don't know how you felt about it and everything. And at that point, you know what? She said a whole lot. I just ended the friendship, bro. When I just kept on hearing you're a married woman, I said, this is not a friend because this is just 1 week of marriage. And you're using this, you're a married woman. That means if we're there for how many years? It will become a problem.
Exactly.
At that point, I think that's the only friend I've actually cut off out of my life.
Yeah.
Because she made the issue. And I'm asking her, is it this thing we're quarreling about? Or is it something you have in mind? And if you have something in mind, open your mouth and tell me. Let's talk about it. Stop referring to you married. I mean, when I married, because I was very pissed. And this is just 1 week. I told her, please, you know what? I can't deal. I can't do this. I'm out. I just left, like I left her house. Because at that point, I'm like, okay, this person is not genuinely. And a friend of mine was there. When we left, she was like, this guy's not happy for you. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, it's usually obvious.
If you see what was coming out of this girl's mouth, I can't even say it. I was wondering. I don't think it's this thing we're quarreling about. I think it's something else. You were saying a whole lot of things that I don't know where it was coming from. I just say, I beg, last, not be everybody happy for you. So exactly. I just let it go. But every other of my single friends, we still talk to date. If I call them, we just like
normal, yeah.
If it's to even talk about the guy, one of my boyfriend is like this, we even just about it.
Exactly.
Life goes on.
Do you know, because I have single friends as well, and it's not, I don't even think like, I'm now a married woman.
Thank you.
And I've been married for a while, this is 11 years.
You can imagine.
Yeah, so I don't even see them and say, I'm a married woman now, we can't discuss this. No, it's just...
Open-minded, you talk, you gist. My friend said, if she even sees some funny memes that has to do with your relationship, will send it to me and we'll laugh.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Because even my single friends, we talk about their relationships just like the way I talk about my husband is really talking about her boyfriend. So it's not like there's any special.
Thank you.
Someone is on top, one person is below.
Exactly.
No,
so I don't even know how people do it. That they say they cut off their friends.
Yeah.
But that one, she cut me off, and they came back to apologize. I'm like, there's no need for an apology. We're done. Is that we're done? Because what are you apologizing for? I asked you, what is in your mind? Tell me. You could not. You just stayed there. They look me. They insult me. I just left. I said, nah, I can't keep this kind of friend. Because for me, friendship is all about you being genuine, being honest.
Yes.
If there's something you don't like, come and tell me straight up. Life goes on. We talk about it. I tell you my own point. You tell me your own point. We move. But that particular one, I was like, nah, this girl don't like me. Maybe she was just pretending because, I'm getting married. Because before then, she kept on saying like, you're now on my level. I'm like, which one be your level? Because she got an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Her boyfriend got it for her. And then my husband then, when we were dating, got me and like, we're not on the same level.
What does that mean?
I saying she bought a hair of how much? I bought a hair and she said, we're not on the same level. I'm like, are you measuring me with you?
Yeah, what does that mean?
You're working, me, I'm doing YouTube. Like, we're both different people. And she was not feeling like we're now having her shoulder and my own shoulder not getting to each other.
No, but what is bad in that? Even if it was getting to each other, like it's not like...
She's telling me now that I should be aware that I'm not leveling up small to her level. I'm like, okay. So when we're having this quarrel and she was saying a whole lot of things, I just say, my dear, this Lagos life, maybe don't worry you, don't forget yourself.
Do you know, let's even talk about Lagos life now, because Lagos people, sorry, I'm very, very sorry. But I feel like there's just an atmosphere in Lagos that affects people. Like, is it in the air? I grew up in Lagos, funny enough.
No, it's in the air.
But like, there's something in the air now that is...
It's in the air because there's no other place it is.
Exactly.
If you come out from your house, everybody is mad.
As in...
See, no offense to Lagos people, but if you step out of your house, everybody is mad. You cannot just say a normal person. You cannot ask a normal person question. Everybody is mad. Even your own friend that is your friend, everybody is mad.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Are they chasing money or money is chasing them? Something is always chasing
something. Yeah.
They're always on the run.
There's this need to always live a fake life.
Yes.
To always show that, you're this, you're that.
Especially when you know that you left your own city to Lagos State and everybody in Lagos is making it.
Yeah.
So they want to make it. So I think that was one thing too that affected her. Maybe this Lagos life has affected her mentality and her mindset, and then she doesn't know. I can't even say. But at the end of the day, I just say, I beg, I don't like Wahala. This one big person.
But from everything you just said now, I always tell people that when people give this, I always see people that say things like, my friend got married and cut me off. And I'm like, it's a person-to-person.
Yeah.
It's not a marriage thing.
It's not a marriage thing.
It's a person-to-person issue. Some people, you might be the one giving your friend, that's your married friend. You might be the one giving her attitudes that she's now like, okay, let me just stay away from this person.
Yes. Or you might be giving her negative advices that she doesn't like.
Exactly.
And then she doesn't know how to tell you.
Exactly.
And then she just cut you off.
So it's not, I'm not saying that there are not married women that cut off single friends.
There are,
but
there are a lot.
It's not a general marriage thing. It's just
like this one I just remembered. One of my cousins back then, she had a friend that was her genuine friend. But the girl was coming to her house, more like trying to seduce her husband. She just cut it. She said, nah, we're not they do again.
I see
your house. Let me stay in my house. Like she just got married though. And you just start coming to my house every time. You want to show yourself. And my husband is always around for people that just got married. We know they do. Bye-bye. Let's go. I was like, why did you call her? She said, see, she doesn't even want to start the whole story, but I should just know that the girl didn't mean well. She used to come and show herself, everything. Let her be going. And when you know the kind of friend you have and you know she's that kind of person. Because there's some girls that just see a guy, body everywhere is... I don't even know what is going on in their life, but Baza Queen just enter. And they want to show themselves, that kind of thing. So I think it depends on the individual you're dealing with.
And again, some married women, maybe all of you were doing runs before.
Exactly.
Now that she has married, she's like, okay, we know ourselves.
We know ourselves.
Let her just stay out. But let's talk about before you got married, right? Because I've gotten a lot of people ask me this question. It's like it's vague somehow. For people, it's vague. So let me know for you what it is, right? How did you know that your husband is the one?
Miss Eba, we would love to know how you knew your husband was the one because at the end of the day, how do you even know the person was one?
Yeah, how do you know?
I think my own was different because I was in school back then and I was done with school. And I just prayed to God that anybody I'm meeting right now, let it be the person I will marry. That was one thing I did because I made my own a bit different. And so when I saw it, I was like putting interest.
Yeah.
Because I was this kind of person back then in school. you're giving me big talk. All this talk you talk. I love you. I do this. I do. You're just speaking sermon. Yeah. If you tell me this one, Tom will come and tell me the same sermon. Jerry will tell me the same sermon. Exactly. So at that point, I just told myself that, okay, you know what? Now you're an adult already. You're done with school. Yeah. What do you want to do with your life? I literally, what did I do? I just had to pray. Yeah. I prayed about it. And lucky enough, I was in no relationship at that time. Okay. So I prayed about it, and I prayed that any relationship I was getting, let it be something that will lead to marriage. And let anybody that is coming my way be the person I will get married to. Yeah. So I didn't just pray for a man. I prayed for the kind of man I wanted. Yeah. And how I wanted the man. Guys, see, there's something people make mistake about. You're praying for a man, you're praying God-fearing. No offense, so the person has to be God-fearing. If you want the person to have money, pick up, put your mouth and pray.
My dear sister,
pray it out. Okay, be specific in your prayers. Don't come and pray God-fearing and then tomorrow the person is God-fearing and you have problems with the person. Yeah. If you want everything about, say, guys, I don't want to be raw, but if you want the person's dick to be big, please pray it. I don't even know what you used to do. Pray it, because people literally give themselves problem. Yeah. You want something, and you're praying about something, and you're not specific. Exactly. You're just giving a random prayer. Obviously, you'll get a random person. So at that point, I prayed for what I wanted. Yeah. And then when I saw the relationship, it didn't even take up to how many months? Like 3 months. When I saw the person, I was not serious. I was still praying because I feel like it's another Tom or another Jerry. So I just kept on praying and praying all through the relationship. And because I pray every day for myself, I just add it up as my normal prayer routine. And then so when it happened, I just knew. Because there was no other person coming at that time. It was just that person and the moves the person was making. Today we feel like we want to break up. Tomorrow the person will just come in. I'm like, come, they tire. I thought this thing is ending. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I just realized, okay, this person is actually the one. And even when I was asking my husband, he said, do you know how I even knew you were the person I was supposed to marry? That I prayed to God that on my birthday, the person that will call me and send me, not like I don't have plenty girlfriends, but the person that will call me and give me a birthday gift. And he thought that I was the only girl that came out that day. I said, he said, yes, that all his friends that he had, all the girls he used to talk to back then, none of them, they didn't even call him or anything, but I was the only person. That was when he just knew, you know what? He's my wife to be. I said, okay. Person.
So that's it. There are different ways to know. I don't think there's one way. But in my own case, I think what even made me know was just I met someone that checked a lot of boxes. Okay. Yeah, and I had those boxes. And the truth is that before then, my father called me one day and said, sit down. Tell me the kind of man you want to marry. I mean, you know that kind of thing now. Because it's my father, I was busy shaping mouth. I want God-fearing, intelligent, that kind of thing. My father said, you have to be specific. Yeah. Yeah. If you want it, even down to complexion, be specific, So I said all those things. Even when my husband came, like in your own case too, I didn't really see him like that too. In my mind, I was like, who is this one? Come and be going. But over time, I started seeing that, okay, all those boxes that I had that I even forgot about, he was checking them one by one.
Yeah, same thing.
So that was it. I was just like, let's just go, let's just move on. I got married immediately after. In fact, I got married a week after or something like that, after my graduation from school. Wow. Yeah. So I wasn't even, and funny enough, at the time I got married, I wasn't even thinking of getting married. It wasn't like I was like all those people that are saying, I want to get married now. No, I was just thinking of finishing school and, doing other things in my life. But somehow I just saw the thing in front of me and I collected it because...
Yeah, I think that's the same thing that even happened, because even when my husband was like, let's get married, I said, that's how they used to do it. You don't know how to propose to somebody.
Oh, that is my husband. Everything you're describing now sounds like my husband. All this straight to the point. I swear. No I'm filter.
Like, I just sitting down in the parlor watching the movie, and he just said, I was like, is that how they used to do it? You don't know how to propose. He said, if you're waiting for proposal, it's too because it did not come. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No one did not propose to me.
Same here. He just said, when are we going to your house to see your parents? I say, here. Like, is that how they used to do it? Just like that. And that's because I already knew the kind of person he was. Yeah. And because at the same time, too, he accepted me for who I was. Yeah. And doing YouTube again, too, he already accepted that part. Yeah. Though he's not a social media person, but he already accepted that part. Yeah. So I was like, okay, you know what? This person is actually, when it comes to the character, the behavior,
those things that matters. Thing,
as in, you're just good. Yeah. I've not seen someone I want to compare. So when I saw all those things, I was like, you know what? This part will not spoil this whole part.
Yes, now.
Not like the 80% outweighs the 20%. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'm good. Or the 60% outweighs the 40%. Yeah. That was it for me.
Because another thing some people forget is that, okay, we've turned this thing now to marriage. But something that people forget is that you can teach to an extent some of these frivolous things, all these
all these minor things.
I remember my own proposal in quotes. I'd already bought the ring. In fact, I was one that bought the ring. I went to market bought ring for me and his own ring. So I was meeting him to give him his ring before the wedding so that he can now give his best man. So I now give him ring. I said, "Oh, guy, you have to kneel down and give me back." I told him, "See my rings there. Yeah, kneel down and give me back." He now kneel down. I said, "Kneel down with the 2 knees." He now kneel down. I said, "Okay, ask me to marry. This when already done actually everything." No. But all those things you can teach it.
Yes, they
but
learn
you can't
over
teach
time.
those core values. You can't. Like, you got to start from.
If this person doesn't like tick most of your checkbook, what you have written down, it's not that the person is not perfect.
Exactly.
It's just that you need to give it time.
Yeah.
Because with time, people adjust.
Exactly.
And you can't change somebody overnight because this person is a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
So you cannot just tune the person that you have to behave like this, behave like it doesn't work. So you give the person room for adjustment. So that's why you have to be open-minded in whatever you're doing. So that if you have a rigid mindset, you guys keep on clashing every time you're having issues, every time you're having issues. But once you're open-minded, and then when the person do this particular thing, like there's something I do, if my husband do something I don't like, I think it's just my personality or any of my friends, I just say, "Oh, please, I don't like this thing."
Yeah.
I say it's there and then, but if there are people there, I just hold it. Once we're out of there, I'll just, "Babe, what for? This thing what you do, I not really bad one, or I don't like it." Anywhere I can say it, because many times when I use pidgin, it's just so that we're on the same level program. You don't feel like I'm coming off confronting you or something. I just want to say it in a nice way.
Yeah.
And also passing the message to in a nice way and in a calm way. Because if you're angry, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I'm on a wala.
Yes, now him to be like,
but when you're calm and you're saying it, he will get to reason and give him reasons. Because many times they don't understand why you're saying you don't like it. They just feel like you're just coming off defensive.
Yeah.
But when you give reasons, they're like, "Oh, okay, this is where you're coming from." That kind of thing.
Yeah. This is your hair. I want it. So before you got married there, were you living alone?
No, I was staying in, like I said, I was 7 as at then.
Okay.
I was 7 in Anambra. Okay. So I used to shuffle Anambra and Port Harcourt. So there was no need staying alone in Port Harcourt. I was staying in my family house back then. So if I go to Anambra, I come back to Port Harcourt. Just like that.
Okay, but how did you move into your husband's house? How did you carry your properties? Was it one day you packed everything? Little by little?
I did pack little by little, funny enough. Because when we were dating, there was something my husband used to say: "Stop wearing my clothes. Stop wearing my clothes. Carry 1 or 2 clothes that you know you'll be wearing and drop in this house. Don't come and wear," because I don't know, we girls or we ladies, before when we go to our boyfriends' house, want to wear their clothes.
Yes.
Their polo is always fine.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always something special about their clothes.
Nice,
There's always something about their clothes. So I think I had like few clothes because he always say, "Stop wearing my clothes. Stop wearing my boxers. Stop wearing everything that concerns me. Buy your own and come and keep." So at that point, I had like just few clothes in his house, but my own clothes, because there was something that was going on. This is the same person that told you, "Stop wearing my clothes, bring your clothes." One day he opened one section of the wardrobe. Are you living in this house? Why is your clothes everywhere? And I took out the clothes. I came back again and said wearing his clothes. I was like, "Why are you not wearing your own clothes?" So it was just very few of my clothes that was in his house. And then when it was after my wedding, I went to my house to go and carry my bag, carry my clothes, my shoe. Because as at that wedding period, everywhere was crowded.
Okay.
So his house too was crowded. My house was crowded. I just locked my stuff in my own room because I don't want a situation where I start looking for my things.
Yeah.
So I just packed my own one place. Once everybody went back to their own houses, that was when I carried my own stuff to his own house. By then I already had like very few things there that I could wear for the couple of days I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, before I officially packed my bag.
Okay. Okay, mine was a little bit different because we got married in Lagos, but he was living here.
Oh, okay.
And we had to pack all the wedding gifts. So I just put all my bags. Everything was inside the bus.
All the go inside
Yes,
the bag.
everything that brought, our things to Port Harcourt. But yeah, then I think I traveled with just my normal suitcase. That was it. That was how I left my parents' house.
Never funny enough, I think it's only Port Harcourt people that leave their parents' house and still go back to their parents' house. Because your parents' house is not far from your husband's house. Yes. So when you come today, they just see you tomorrow again.
Yeah.
Like, come and just say you don't marry. What are you doing here?
Yeah. I think it happened. I hear people say that a lot, that they're always going back home. Their parents are not like,
"What are you doing here?" Yes.
Some of them will enter themselves and start collecting food. Like,
yes,
my food. Go and meet your husband.
Go and meet your husband. Go to your house.
Let him give you food. You and your husband, are people very different in terms of personality?
Yes, I think not very, very, but different.
Is it the jovial type? Are you the one that is jovial?
Funny enough, we're both jovial.
Okay.
he knows how do I entertain people a lot more than that, more than me. Yes, he knows how to be very friendly with people.
Okay,
but he's not like he always say. He said everybody to them I'm their best friend, but to me nobody's my best
friend. Yeah.
Yes, so he's very free, very open-minded like that. Like if you come to my house, you'll be like, why is he so playful?
Okay,
but after you leave, he's back to himself. He's back to himself. Like nah. So I think I would say he's even more jovial than I am.
Okay.
Compared to, because at times he'll be playing with people and we'll just be looking. Not like me, I'm not playing with the same set of people, but his own will be different. I'll be like, why are you making them feel so special? So I would say he's more jovial than I am.
You are, okay.
Yes.
But did people have any like newlywed problems?
Well, I want to say newlywed problems. It would be just adjusting. Because I don't think it's a problem. I think it's just we getting to know that, anywhere you go in this life and come back, you see me in this house. So you better start adjusting to see me in this house. Because at times, if he goes out, I'm like, you want to leave me and go out? Only me will not sit down here. I know the problem. When you were single, you could just go out.
Yeah.
But now you're married, you're like under somebody. And you cannot just go out.
Yeah.
Because if you go out, they ask you, where are you going to?
Yeah.
So anytime my husband go out, I think that's the only problem. Like, how fun now, babe? Why are you not coming back? I'm like, should I not hustle? I say, you hustle till this time. Come back now. You have a wife in the house. So I think that was the only thing that looked like the problem. But he understood because he was still like, I'm still single. So I literally have to call him, Auntie, I'm on my way. Don't worry. I'm coming back. That kind of thing. Yeah. So if he goes out like this, or maybe he's coming back from work and he branches, I just call him. And me, before I don't used to call up because I feel like you're bugging the person. Yeah. But at some point I say, no, I'm your wife.
Yeah,
so I will call you.
Exactly.
I will call you even if the phone goes off. No problem. I will call you, let the phone go off. Which at some days, I just freestyle. I say, I beg, anytime he wants to come back. No wahala. But some days I just say, no, the wife in me will just enter. I say, my friend, you
come back.
You can't leave only me in this house. No, it's not possible. And so I think that's the only thing we kind of had an issue with a bit, but he adjusted quickly because I started talking about it over and over again. And like, you can't leave only me. I'm the only one in the house. There's nobody. Yeah. So if you keep on doing like this, it will be like we're word apart. When you come back, you just sleep. It won't work. So,
and you know, sorry to cut you short, but you know that a lot of single ladies or newly married women make this mistake of not talking. They feel like, they don't want to talk. Let the husband know. Let's talk.
But you're suffering.
You're suffering, exactly.
You're
just
suffering.
Talk. Just say it. Let all of you should clash that clash.
Yes. Anything that wants to happen, you should happen. It should happen.
Let it happen then. Not that you.
Anybody that wants to shout, no problem.
Yes.
But you said your mind.
You said your mind, because if you drag it, it gets worse.
Yes.
And when it now gets worse, you will not see yourself saying things you're not supposed to say. You will not make it a bigger issue than it is. Maybe like, what are you looking for outside? And the man will be like, which one is what am I looking for outside?
Yes, and the man will be like, have I not been doing this thing all this while?
Exactly. So I think people need to learn how to talk when they have issues.
Yeah, like me, like I said earlier, if be it anybody, be it a friend, be it my husband or anybody, I think I'm outspoken because when I was in school back then, I had a friend. She used to annoy me. I would just be piling it up. And me, I used to ask her, have I offended you? She would tell me no. But I don't know that this girl's mind was very different towards me. And me, I called her my only, because she was actually my only friend in school back then. So anytime she piles up things like this, I always ask her, are we good? Are we fine? Because I always want to checkmate ourselves.
Yeah.
We can't be friends for years and you've never complained about one thing I do. For me, I feel like you're faking it or I feel like there's something wrong. But me, I complain about what you do. So one day she said, the day we had issue, she said a whole lot of things. I sat down, I'm like, do you know I don't even know all these things?
Yeah.
Like, it was a shocker to me. I was like, what is she talking about? And I said, I'm sorry. I started crying because I felt like I've been doing bad. I've been treating her badly. And she has not been saying anything. Yeah. My friend then told me that, why am I crying? That I'm wasting my tears. That I should go back and go meet her and start talking. Tell her that anytime she feels like this, she should talk. If she doesn't talk, whatever she feels is her business. So since then, I started adjusting. Anybody that says something, or if I have a clash with someone, and I don't see it okay, I just tell you straight up. I'm like, this thing you did is not good though. Yeah. You can do it like this next time. Or probably don't do this. Yeah. Or if probably I'm doing something and I'm expecting you to reciprocate and you're not doing that, I will tell you how far. I don't they give you green light for this particular thing. Yeah. And you're not giving it back to me. Like I'm not getting the same energy. Yeah. Same thing with friendship. If I'm not getting the same energy, I just tell you. Like I'm not getting the same energy. Or how far? Are we in this together? Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong. I think where did I even learn it? I don't know, but I think communication is like the key to everything.
Yes, it is.
So if you don't
forget that part,
communicate effectively, that's why even if I'm telling my husband something, I'll say, "See, this is where I'm coming from," because many times I might be saying, "Tom is Jerry," and you're mistaking the whole thing upside down. So I have to come from my own angle, so you get to picture it the way I'm saying it.
Yeah.
So I think people miss it a lot in marriage, in friendship, in life in general. They don't communicate. They just lock up. Locking up is not helping anybody.
And some people don't even know how to receive, criticism.
Yes.
Some people don't know how to take it. Like, if you tell me, okay, this thing you're doing is not good, I shouldn't be there saying, you too, you want to, you do, or I'll not be defensive. No, just accept it. This person says she doesn't like what.
Apologize.
Yes, apologize and move on. But some people be like, no, I'm not wrong. You see, I'm like, it's unnecessary. At that point, you see that person will either stop telling you what you are doing wrong and just be enduring till they just cut you off. Exactly, and it doesn't really make sense. One interesting one. I want to know. Your wedding. How did your wedding go? Was there any unexpected occurrence at your wedding that you were like, Was there any big bass-bows?
Okay. Okay. Where do I this one. Okay, I think it was before my introduction.
Okay.
If it's the day of the wedding, my husband is this kind of person. He likes planning his thing ahead.
Okay.
So if he has envisioned something in a way, he wants it that way. He wants all hands on deck. He wants waiting remain. I mean, just come out to the suit in one way, or can enter the ground and start working on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only thing that was left. If he could be at the venue and organize it, he would do it. So the wedding, I wasn't really the one in charge of the wedding. It was my husband that was in charge of the wedding. The only thing I was in charge of, my clothes, my Ashebi girls, and any other thing that has to do with the bride. That was what I was in charge of. And then his suits, everything he was the one holding it. Every other thing, he was the one in charge of it. I just took part of my own side. So now the introduction was where I don't even know. I say, devil just want to try itself.
Devil always tries it. If you allow it, devil will try it.
Devil just want to try itself. This somebody we've been dating. We don't have an issue. They've collected the list. All of a sudden, the list became an issue.
Are you serious?
Honestly, I can't. The list that my mom and his mom just had issues, and these two people know themselves. And I'm like, what's going on here? Just issue that was
he's from your place too as well.
Yes, he's from Enquiries, but we're from different community. Okay. Funny enough, his mom and my mom worked in the same hospital one time. Oh. So funny enough, when the mom came, I'm like, we know ourselves, that kind of thing. Okay, what's the issue? Devil is just looking for what to use. Two of them did not agree. The mom said no, her mom did not agree. This one said no, the mom did not. I said, wait with this. What's all this one? Devil want to use somebody. But devil will not use anybody. Nah, I've come this far. Devil cannot use anybody. I think that was one thing. And then because of that, there's another thing when a parent is being against something or not against it, but wanting one wants to give it, no one wants to give in. Yeah. It's just for one person to say, okay, fine, let's do it like this. You don't have an issue. The money is not your problem. What is the problem is just for one person. And I think it's women issue. I think it's women issue.
I think sometimes women see it as, this is my time to really make it stand. So you can't come here now and come out.
That kind of thing. So it's just for one person to give in, and none of them were giving.
Family interference is a very big issue.
And that's another thing that made my husband said that when we get married, nobody's going to stay with us.
Okay, makes sense.
He said nobody. See, not even my own family member or his own family member. Everybody stay or stay. Yeah. That once there's a third party inside of it, everything will just spoil. Yeah. And I think I like that part because if there's a third party in anything, that has to do with two people being intimate or two people being emotional and all of that. There's always something.
That's why it shocks me when I see people that got married and maybe the husband's brother lives in the house with them or wife's sister or something, like someone living in the house with two people. From the day they got married, the person will be living there, they have their kids. I'm like, how? Nah. How does it work? I mean, how can it work? It doesn't sound right. Yeah, it can't.
It cannot, because if today now, your mom is living in, your sister is living in that house. Tomorrow, the bride's sister will want to come and live in the house. Exactly. And you cannot come and tell the bride's sister not to live in the house. When the husband is staying, the sister is staying in the house.
And another thing with having that third party in your house, something like normal issues between you and your husband, it's just normal that everybody has. Your sister will not see it that way. Your sister will be like, this man, please, oh, she's my sister. Don't come and oppress my sister. Then his brother or his own sister will be like, this girl now, wow, what are you coming
and then they'll carry it and go to the family house before and go tell the family members. And before you know, the mother is already calling the son, or the sister is already
calling. Before you know, it's having big issue for nothing. So in your life, what has changed since you got married? Like, what can you say? This is not me, or I never knew I'll be like this at this time. Like, what has really changed?
Okay. What has changed? A lot has changed, personally, because I noticed that the moment I got married, my mentality to things, initially, I always see things like as an individual, but now I see things like before I can say anything or before I can judge anybody, I have to like open my mind to see it from both that person's angle. Before it was just about me. Yeah. But now I've learned to accommodate. Yeah. Which is one thing that I feel like is a big thing I did, because before I just care about myself. Yeah. It's just about me. But now I need to care about this next person like it's me.
Like it's exactly.
I have to treat this person like the person is me. Yeah. Like, you know, when you want to talk to somebody, you have to be cautious of what you're saying. You have to try not to say the wrong thing, and you have to be nice as well. So I have to like treat this person like me. Like that first 3 months when I got married to my husband, I was like, you know, I'm doing the biggest thing in my life. And he's like, what? I said, putting you in my life and treating you like me. When we were dating, I felt anytime you can just go. No wahala. Yeah. But now, anytime you cannot go, because you're there. Now you're there. So the moment I decide to open up and start adjusting, and start telling myself, this person is part of my life. This person is me. So the earlier I start doing that, the better for me. I think that was one big thing I did, adjusting to accommodate another person. That was the biggest thing I could ever do in my life.
Do you know now, 11 years later for me, I can't tell you that I finished adjusting. Sometimes my husband, I'm like, what am I doing with this man? Where do I know you from? It's like, oh, this man is my family member now. Like, he's my person. Like, he's not going anywhere. He's here. I'm like, hey? Then normally I'll now move on with life again. It will be normal again. Then one day I'll just come and see him. I'm like, I don't know this man. Where did you come from? So it's not easy. It's just something that you just keep.
Yeah. Like, I think that only comes when when people have disagreements. You can't wonder, how do I even know you? Of all the people in my life, so how did I even pick you?
Where did I get you from? Exactly.
It's crazy.
How did we even end up here? What's happening here?
Like, which day was that? I was just lying down on the bed. I was just calling my husband's name, Jeffrey, and he was like, why am I calling his name? I said, my brain is just realizing that it's you I ended up with. I didn't just say you don't have problems. Just sleep and beg and leave me alone. Because you just sit there one day, you just analyze
of us at this point.
No, that day I just sat and I was just thinking, where do I even know this one from? How did you even end up in my life? If somebody had told me, say, I would never agree.
I would not agree. I'll say for
I would never agree. It's crazy.
It's just crazy, yeah. But it's part of life, Sha. I think that's the beauty of marriage as well. True. It's like a total stranger is now your person. Like, in fact, at some point, you have to put them above you in some things. You have to always consider them in some things. Like, it's not
like something I used to tell my partner that anywhere you go, if you like, go up, go down. You still meet me. So don't even bother.
Don't ask my husband is that. She is your son name, I'm asking. Have it in your head. That is your son name. Like, it's not my son name. Like, you've collected, in fact, property. So just anything you see, take it.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm misbehaving and it's like, I'll play like, see, you came to marry me, I was on my own. So just take it like that. Don't even complain. So what do you think about people, getting married, getting pregnant immediately after wedding, or, giving time? Some people always ask me, like, should you have kids immediately? Should you have kids after 1 year? Should you have kids after 3 years? Like, what do you think is the ideal?
Okay, let me know. Like, I had people advising me, wait after 6 months, after 1 year. And then, for me, I would say wait for a while, but don't give a specific time.
Yeah.
Don't give a specific time, because you might give a specific time, and then when the time is there, you are now all desperate for a child.
Yes.
So, don't give a specific time. Just know that you don't want to just get pregnant immediately. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
So you just work it out. Try to build a relationship with you and your partner, just the both of you at first. So maybe if you want to give time, maybe just very short time. But your head don't have a time.
Yeah.
Because if you have a time like that, you keep on working with it.
Yeah.
If things are not going the way you plan, you'll be getting upset.
Yeah.
And you will not be open. But once you're open to learn this person, so with or without the time, even if a child should come in, you're already open-minded. Because there are still some people I see that the moment they get married, they get pregnant, they're not channeling all their energy on the child. They're channeling the energy on getting to know themselves before the child comes
9 months in. So it's almost like, okay, now we don't even have a choice again.
So now you're getting the opportunity to get to know your partner, not the child. Some people, on the moment they get married, it's all about the child, all about the child, the child this, the child that. You people are not bonding. So once the child comes in, you people are like total strangers. You just turn another person inside of it. And this thing, you cannot hide it away from the child.
Exactly.
Because the child is seeing.
It's seeing.
The child is learning. The child is adjusting. And emotions to, this is a child. So they get to pick up negative. I don't know, people pick up negative things. So I even feel children to pick up negative things. So
they do very well.
Don't give it a duration, but just know that you want to bond for a while. You just tell yourself maybe you want to bond for a while, because some people say 2 years, some people say 1 year, and then once it's that 1 year, you're already putting pressure on yourself. You want to have a child, you want to have a child, that kind of thing. But once you're just open-minded, you accept it. If it comes, it comes. But the main purpose that both of you are together right now is to bond and get to know yourself better before any third party comes there. And like you said, you still have 9 months. So even before the 9 months, you don't do 6 months. It's like, if you say now 6 months you want to, you've already done 6 months to bond very well with the person.
I think I have that same answer to people. It depends on you and your partner. For instance, in my own case, I told myself 1 year, even though I didn't even get pregnant till like 4 years later. I remember telling myself 1 year, and for the first 2 or 3 months, I was okay. When I got to like 6 months, I was like, okay. And I got to like 8 months, I was like, you know what? I can't wait for that 1 year. That was
because
how
it got boring.
I kind of now waited for 4 years, But I always tell people it depends on you and your partner. So in my own case now, as much as I waited 4 years, my husband was not around throughout that 4 years. He was always going and coming. So I would say that the time we had to bond was even less than that 4 years, because he wasn't around throughout that time. While some people, the husband works from home every day, you see him every day. So
my own, I don't even see him every day. Like
so,
some week he just wake up and like, I'm going offshore today, and like that's it. I don't see him.
Exactly.
And then he's out. And then he comes back the following week, and then he's going back again that week. So that's why I say
you can't really say.
You can't say.
For people that see themselves every day, they can have a shorter time.
Yeah.
But people that don't see themselves, it just depends on you and your partner.
And
just
aside yourself seeing yourself every day, you guys can see yourself every day, but you don't communicate.
Exactly, that's another thing.
So if you don't make effort on bonding, if
Yeah.
you don't make effort on getting to know yourself, you might be in the same house every day. Nothing will change.
Nothing will change. Exactly.
It will just be he'll be in the parlor watching film, pressing phone.
Yeah.
Maybe if you guys feel like being together, you just spend time together and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't talk. You don't discuss nothing.
Yeah.
You don't talk about the future. You don't plan. You will just because people still stay in the same house and then still don't work out.
Yeah.
So it just depends on you knowing the main purpose and that particular phase you are. Try to achieve something during that phase of your life, what you want to acquire. If you know it's bonding and before the child comes in, start building it. Be conscious about it because I don't know. I see a lot of people that get married and then they just feel reluctant. I don't know. They just feel like marriage is like a destination. Once you're there,
once you're there,
everything has arrived. Like you have reached your junction. So there's no need to put in the work. And I feel like once you get there is when you put in the work.
Yeah.
Because if you sit down and you look at other people, you see the way their life is. I don't know how people don't get inspired or motivated.
by good marriages. And one thing I always say to people is that there's no marriage that is good that was just like that from the start and there was no work put in.
At all.
All of them, they had to put work. They engineered that marriage. That thing you're
They
seeing.
even cried, safe.
I'm telling you.
They cried, they prayed, they suffered, they complained. Don't worry. They went through a lot.
Exactly. But because we're seeing the end product, we're like, I want a marriage like this. Then when your husband is doing something that's annoying, you're like, your brain, you're comparing. No. Sort your own case. She has sorted her own case. That's why you like her husband.
Yes.
She sorted her own case. So you to sort your own.
Sort yourself out.
Yeah, that's just it.
Make
but what do you think about being a stay-at-home? You're not a stay-at-home.
I'm a stay-at-home.
Yeah, well,
I'm a stay-at-home wife.
But what do you think? Okay, but you do YouTube from home, so
yes.
I don't know how to categorize us. we are all somehow different.
Okay,
but it's still stay-at-home.
Okay.
So what do you think about it? Do you think it's advisable for someone who is newly married to stay at home, or she should pursue her career, or what should people do?
It depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Now, some people have their career driven. They're ambitious. They want to be this. They want to be that. And then the person you're getting married to, If the person knows you're this kind of person, the person accepts you for that, no problem.
Yeah.
But I can remember dating my husband. He was like, I don't want my wife to go and be answering yes, ma, the way I'm answering yes, sir, to somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if you don't want your wife to do that, that means you have to provide what she needs for her to stay at home. And he was like, fine, no problem.
Yeah.
You can do your YouTube.
Yeah.
And me, before I started YouTube, I was into movies. That was, yes, I acted movies and all of that. So that was what actually made me to come to YouTube. And I was like, okay, Port Harcourt movie industry is not blowing that much because if they want to use anybody they get and all of that. So I just like told myself that you need to start from somewhere. That was one of the reasons why I opened the YouTube channel. Like, you need to start from somewhere. And that was when influencing and all of that started trending gradually. It wasn't even that known in the whole of Nigeria. So at that point, I told myself, okay, there are people that are actually promoting themselves by themselves. Yeah. So if you can actually do that for yourself, you would not even need to go and meet anybody. People will be the one to call you, or people will be the one to pay you to do these things for them. So at that point, I was like, okay, fine. This is a perfect something I would want to do. This is something I want to do full time. Yeah. And then I noticed that when I was talking about it, my husband was always imputing. If I say, oh, I want to make a video, then when we're not married, he will be like, come, let me take you now, let's go and make the video. Oh, nice. Yes, but say you want to go and answer yes, ma, for somebody who tell you no. If you say, oh, I want to buy this one, he'll be like, oh, how much do you have? Let me assist you and add to what you have already. He needs you to make an effort. Yeah. He knows that you're serious, and then he will help. But a situation whereby you stay at home mom, you have already designed yourself, or a stay-at-home wife, you've already designed yourself that you don't want to do anything. Yeah. But when you're making effort, at least, even if the man is receiving 3 billion and you're making 100K, it's still something. Yeah. At least you have something coming in for yourself. Yeah. It will still keep that respect on your own end. Than you want to buy pants, you want to buy bra, you want to buy water, you come and meet it.
But you know, one thing I always say, minus the financial aspect, because again, I always say if you have a stay-at-home wife, then you should be able to provide her. You should know that she needs things.
Normal, but not for everybody.
Yeah, I've realized that
not
now.
For everybody.
First, be like, why would I need part? Now I have to tell my husband especially that please I need part. No, now like he gives me money monthly. That's
not for everybody. Not for everybody.
Yeah, even though I still do YouTube and I make my own money, he still gives me my own allowance standard, and the house allowance is different. In fact, this month I was like, we need to revise.
You need to increase the money.
Things are going up, so that's different, right? But I think one of the things I advocate for women to have something doing at home is your mind. Like, it helps you, especially YouTube.
It takes your mind out of plenty unnecessary wahala.
I feel like I was even telling my sister this the other day. She's working though, she works. But I was telling my sister the other day that one of the reasons why I want many women to do YouTube is you are doing something for yourself. Yes. Sitting down, making videos, doing research, going out, talking with people.
You're connecting.
Collabing with people. You're connecting. You're not just at home, you're doing something. You might not be making plenty of money for me too. True. In fact, remove the money aspect. Yes. For your well-being, you are doing something that is like
for your mental health, and also doing something helps you yourself as an individual to be able to balance life. Because if you're just focused on one particular thing, it drains you.
Yes, it does.
It drains, especially if you're focused on taking care of a child and you don't have anything to take your mind out of it. It drains you. Mm-hmm. Like a friend of mine, she uses the gym. She said the gym is therapeutic for her. So she uses that. Mm-hmm. That's how many hours she spends at the gym to get her mental self.
Makes sense.
That's the way she do her own. But if you're working out or you're working and there's something you have to like show up for. Yeah. It makes you balance your own life self. Yeah. It makes you be proud of yourself. It makes you even look at yourself and tell yourself, you know what, you're doing well. Even if you're not making a lot, but you're seeing progress.
Yes.
Because you get to learn, you get to adjust, you get to see different things from different perspectives.
Like when I hear some women say, oh, they are being drowned in this whole marriage and children thing that is drowning them. I feel like the reason why it's drowning them is because they don't have something. Do you know, even before I had YouTube, I always had a corner that is my corner. Like I always had a table, a chair. Like I used to call myself a professional housewife. I always had something that this is my own corner, this is my own table, these are my own things. So I wasn't just lost in
the whole
thing. Yeah. So for me, I would say being a stay-at-home mom, I don't have anything against that. In fact, I actually love it. To me, it's the best job.
No, there's no issue being a stay-at-home mom. It just depends on the individual.
Because
they say an idle man is a devil's workship.
Yeah.
And when women stay idle like this, for me, I feel like it's when you're just not doing anything, you look for unnecessary thing you want to talk about.
Yes.
You start engaging in things that will not benefit you.
I still feel like it's the person too, Sha, because I can't stay idle. I don't know about you, Sha, but me, I can't. Like, I don't know how to just sit down now where we'll just be gisting till night. My head might explode. I feel like I'm not achieving anything. But
yes.
Yeah, so I might sit down, maybe watch TV and while the wait time for like 1 or 2 hours. After that, I must be doing something. If I'm not painting, I'm sewing, I must be doing something, you know.
See, now you are like the day I was watching one of you, you say you're masters of all trade.
Yeah, so
or jack of all trades.
Yeah. Like I started farming, even though I have YouTube, I started farming because I can't just stay idle. So when I see women who say, oh, they don't have anything to do, they just have to, I'm like, I don't know.
And I think I don't know. That's why I say it depends on the individual because there's not two ways I want to put this thing. It's just you as a person.
Yeah.
Are you willing to do something for yourself?
Exactly.
Are you willing to make a change for your life? Or you just want to sit down and call yourself, your husband says you should not do anything. So it's just you and your child. What are you even saying?
Yeah.
Don't you know, one day the man self will just be like, why is my wife just like that?
Exactly. Do you know, even men that say they don't want their wives men that say they don't want their wives to do anything.
Yes.
I realize that what they mean most times is they don't want you working, like leaving the house to go and work.
To go and answer yes, ma'am.
Yes, but when you're doing something in the house,
they don't have an issue with that.
As long as it's not disturbing you're still taking care of your kids, you're still taking care of the house. Many men don't have an issue with that, except your own man has issues. You know, some men,
yes.
Some men have spiritual, that one spiritual. That one is spiritual. Because someone like my husband always says, it doesn't like an idle woman either, because idle women will just be disturbing them. You know?
Yes.
Hold on, what are you doing? Where are you going to? Where are you talking to?
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. When you're just idle like this, you just start prognosing on things and you just start looking for problem where there's no problem.
Exactly, because you just need that spice in your life. As a married woman now that you're like us on our level.
I'm not on your level. This chance is far. How many years? No, I'm far.
I'm sure you're looking forward to the future with joy and expectations and all that. Yeah, because to be honest, marriage is beautiful. It is. Yeah.
But you need to work.
Yeah. It's not what I was saying before we started. Everything in this life.
You need to work.
Anything good, you need to work. Like,
you need to work.
It doesn't just
both parties need to work.
Yes.
Both parties need to make conscious effort.
Yeah, and also even patience. Like, you need to be patient with your partner. It's not overnight. There's something my husband still does today that I'm like, okay.
But let me even ask this question. Sorry. Why do people tell people get married?
Misery loves company.
Because I don't even understand. Get married.
No, but the thing is that, okay, the thing with society now, or I think the way people think marriage matures a person. They feel like when they see men that are just single, living their best life, they're like, go and marry. They feel like once you marry, you are now level-headed, you are now
But it's not true.
It's not true, that's the thing. It's not true. When they say a single lady that is living her best life, go and marry, because they feel like if you are married now, you'll be tame, you'll not. It's not true.
It's not true.
The thing is that, I don't know, marriage is a very beautiful thing, but it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, so not everybody should go and marry, like what people always say, go and marry.
Yeah, people that have very bad character, even if they're married, it won't take it out.
Thank you. In fact, you now can be making another person.
Yeah, we even have a morale. It will add up more. This is that you just boost the character for them.
For them, exactly.
Because it won't change anything. And there's some men that if they don't have sense, they don't have sense.
Yes.
No matter what you're saying, you're wasting your time. They don't have sense. They don't have sense.
Yeah, so people always feel like marriage makes somebody more mature.
Not true.
More sense. Do you know this thing talked about earlier? I had such an incident with somebody too, where she's not really a friend, but we met in training school, and she was my roommate then. I can't remember the issue we had. One simple issue like that. I can't even remember. Next thing she said, hey, even you as a married woman.
Yeah.
I said, Auntie, wait, don't think that because I'm married, I have sense. So. That's not like the way you have your boyfriend and you're single is the way I have my husband. Like, there's nothing, it's not sexually transmitted or whatever. Like, it's not as he puts a ring on my finger. My brain just became, like, don't expect me to be the bigger person because I'm married. No. We will dig it out.
And people should try to marry somebody they are comfortable with.
Yes.
Somebody that you know that can accommodate or tolerate all your excesses.
Yeah.
Because you don't just marry somebody and then the person starts, I don't know. You marry somebody that is rigid and then the person starts molding you into something you don't like. Or something you're not. Marry somebody that you know that you're free with. You can be you, because that's when you see the beauty of the marriage.
Yeah.
If you marry somebody that is rigid or somebody that has issues, you yourself, they start caging you and you don't feel comfortable.
Do you know, because, okay, for instance, now, like, what you describe about your husband sounds like my husband. He doesn't want to do social media. He doesn't care. But you, anything you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it makes you happy.
Yes, as long as it makes you happy.
Yeah, just do it. But don't come and... It's when I want to involve him that the hair wahala will not be...
Yes, and you have to start begging for God.
I beg before he will not finally agree for one. But I don't even get offended like he's not... No.
Yeah, you just know that's his person.
That's his person. I've always known that.
And you don't force it on him.
Yes, that's just life. That's just marriage. You don't force things on
don't
your partner.
Impose it at all.
Don't impose it. Like, if you can... If they can help you, if they can be there for you, appreciate it. If they cannot, appreciate it as well. Don't be there saying, this my husband is even different. Say, other people's husbands should dance with them on social media. Okay?
But he's not you. He's not them.
It's not them. You did marry them.
I swear, it's not them.
It's not them. And some things those are husbands might be doing, and you cannot even take it.
Yes.
That's just it.
You cannot, honestly.
Anyway, you guys, we had a very wonderful conversation. Like, I wish we could just continue. Yeah, but that's the life of a newlywed. Okay?
Yeah.
People like us, our memories have been refreshed.
People like us, I think we say we're a family member.
It's not a family member, but yeah, like, so thank you for coming.
Thank you for
having me. I really appreciated it.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciated it. And funny enough, you know, I don't think I've said this before, but you're one person that I'm still asking myself, how have we not met? Like, you say we've not met. So I've not met this person.
We've never ever.
Like, I feel like I just know you. Like, it's not Jenna. That's why when she sent me a DM to ask for something. What did you ask me for?
This planner.
Yes, it was my planner. Yeah, my other planner. And you were like, you were not sure I'll respond. My mind, I was like, why won't I respond?
Because we've never met and we've never had any one-on-one conversations
before.
Yes, it's just that I watch your videos. I know there's Adaeze space in Port Harcourt, but we've never met.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you almost all the YouTubers I've met. Funny enough, I've never met Chantel. It was the day I just bumped into her inside the bank.
Wow.
We've never met. Like, a lot of YouTubers I've never met. I just
know them from...
Yes, I know them from watching them, and I know them from other YouTubers, but we've never met.
Yeah. That's nice, but you're very likable. You're very...
Oh,
yeah. Like say that. I feel like I know you. Like, we've been... people are just normal.
Yeah, it's because... I think it's when you meet people that have the same mind like you do, it's very easy to connect. But when you meet people that their mentality is just...
different.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Right. I like you, Chef.
Thank you. That means I can bug you, Abby?
Yes, of course. I'm like, do you know, but the thing is this, the thing with Port Harcourt is small, but it's big somehow. Like,
yeah, the distance.
Yeah, the distance. So, I mean, please, I don't really have so many YouTuber friends like that. Yeah. Well, actually, I do.
You do. You do like the whole of Port Harcourt YouTubers.
Actually, I do. But I still meet people daily and I'm like, yeah, YouTuber, yeah, in Port Harcourt, I never knew. Like, so.
No, aside that, there are so many. Like, one time I saw one YouTuber and she did Content Creators Day for Port Harcourt YouTubers. And then, these ones are upcoming YouTubers. I don't even know how many K. But when I saw so many people, I don't even know anybody's face inside. Only her own face I knew. I was like, these people are there in Port Harcourt because I don't even know them.
Yeah.
I've never seen them. I've never even heard of their channel before.
As in...
So it was crazy. I was like, are these people in Port Harcourt?
And I keep hearing that we're plenty in Port Harcourt, but I don't know them.
Yes. You know, I think why is obvious is just the people that have big subscriber count and like everybody knows if you're in Port Harcourt. Yes. Everybody knows Nello. Everybody knows Adaeze. Everybody. So if your subscriber count is like high, everybody gets to know you. But if you're this like growing YouTuber like me now, people will not know you like that. That kind of
but you're doing very well with your channel. That's why I said growing YouTuber. I'm like, okay. You're doing really, really well with your channel. Yeah, I really like your channel as well. But yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Jenna has a channel. It's called Jenna Chinwo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chinwo like Messi Chinwo. Yes. Just type Jenna Chinwo and you see her content. She does lifestyle content. She has a very lovely personality. I'm sure you guys can tell from this video, okay? So please rush to her channel, go and subscribe. We also have a video coming up on her channone.
Yeah,
actually already up. As I'm watching this, it's already up.
It's already up.
So let's head over to her channel right now, okay?
Thank you. Guys. Bye.
Bye.